Welcome to my channel. I'm Diamond Buckley. I think I'm gonna start including like a more official like intro, like, because I feel like you guys don't know me for real, you know? Also, I'm gonna try to work on the amount of times I say like, because I just say like a fucking lot. So this is gonna be another one of those let's talk about boys videos. Apparently a lot of you guys like that one, and so if you haven't seen that one, I'm gonna include the link in the description bar. I mean, probably not, I'm probably gonna forget, but go check that out. I mean, I don't really post that much, so just scroll through my channel. So most of these scenarios are things that happened like fairly recently, because if you guys don't know, I was in a committed relationship for almost 5 years, so obviously I don't have like a lot of, well, I do have a lot of experiences with boys, but during that time period I was only with one boy, so a lot of these happened in like a fairly short amount of time. I mean, like 6 to 7 months, I think, something like that. So let's get started on this video. Oh, can we also talk about how I was one of the boys I talked about in my last video? He figured out that I was talking about him and he like called me the fuck out. I mean, if you just wouldn't be dusty, then we wouldn't have had this problem. Also, like, why are you so mad? It's not like I said your name or anything. I'm just saying. Okay, so this is something that went on for like weeks, and it finally ended, I think. But I basically like had a fucking stalker at my school. I mean, he's not the first one I've had, but we're just gonna talk about him. So this boy gets my Snapchat, and I don't really know how, but like it's fairly easy because I include my Snapchat link like my Twitter bio or something like that. So he gets my Snapchat and he starts Snapchatting me, and I have no idea who this is, but this isn't like anything new because people, like random people, Snapchat me like all the time, and I usually just ignore them because, you know, I don't even know who the fuck you are. So I ignore him because, you know, I have no idea who this is, obviously. So like this is like a different day or whatever, and so he sees me at school, and my school is a very small school, so if you don't want to run into someone, you're probably gonna run into them. But at this point I don't realize he's a freaking psychopath. So he sees me and he's like, "Hi Diamond, it's me." I'm not gonna say his name, but he's crazy. So he's like, "I added you on Snapchat, you know, I'd really like to get to know you." And I'm like, okay, you know, I'm not very good at rejecting people. It makes me feel bad because, you know, if you have the confidence to come up and say hi to me, you know, who am I to be like, hey, fuck off. So we have like a short chat, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go to class, like, it was nice seeing you, blah blah blah, and he's like, yeah, I'll talk to you later. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, like I'm not really thinking much of it because, you know, I don't think he's gonna freaking stalk me. So from this point out is when he gets freaking crazy. So whenever I post like any story, anything, he always, you know, like a Snapchat story, you know how you can like comment on them and stuff, so he always sends me a comment like whenever I post a story. And at first I'm like, okay, like this is annoying, but it's whatever. But he does it every single day. And yes, I do post Snapchat stories every single day. Anyways, he does this every single day, and so at this point I just stop replying because I'm like, you're fucking crazy. I should block him. I don't know why I didn't block him. I don't know. So anyway, it gets to the point where I do block him. I do end up blocking him eventually. It took me a while, but I end up doing it. So he makes a whole new Snapchat, and he just like starts a conversation with me like it's nothing, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Obviously I don't respond to that Snapchat, and I don't block him because I'm like, well, he'll just make another freaking new Snapchat. Like, obviously it's nothing to him. He got disposable ass Snapchats. At this point, he figures out my class schedule, and I don't know how. And well, I'm like 99% sure he's like waiting for me, because I'll leave my classroom and he's just there chilling. And all of a sudden when I start walking, he just happens to have to be going that same direction. And he's like, hey Diamond, what's up? You know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, nothing, I'm good. You know, obviously being like really short and just like, hey, I don't want to talk to you because you're kind of fucking nuts. He's like, yeah, I really want to get to know you and all that, but you make it really hard. And I'm like, I mean, that's the point, you know, I don't want to get to know you. Obviously I don't say that because now I'm like, okay, this boy is crazy. Like, for all I know, he's gonna like figure out where I live and like kill me in my sleep. So I'm trying to be nice to him, but like not too nice to where he's like, damn, I still got a shot, look, I got the juice. This boy was crazy. Oh my god. But eventually it died down. And I don't know, that's just because he's like plotting my murder, and you know, he doesn't want to like, be on my radar, so like, you know, I don't know. But I think he's done stalking me. I'll keep you guys updated on that. So this one time I was at a party, and I don't know, it was just kind of a lame party, so I was just like hanging out. I mean, it wasn't like super lame, but it's just like I could be at home right now or whatever. So I was hanging out on this bench, and then I'm talking to this guy. No, this is what happens. Okay, so I see this really cute guy, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go sit next to him and just like be all casual or whatever. So I go and sit down next to him, and then he starts talking to me first, and I'm just like, lit. So we start talking, and he's actually like really cool. So we're basically, it's like this huge dance party, and we start having this really deep, intimate conversation about like life and all that shit. And so we're talking about what we're majoring in and all that, and I was like, oh, I wanted to major in political science, but now I'm in marketing. And he's like, dope, I'm majoring in political science because I really care about social justice issues and all that. And I'm just like and he starts talking, and then everything sounds good. And then he's like, yeah, I just really care about like the Black Lives Matter movement and just like blah blah blah, all this stuff. And this boy isn't black, by the way. I feel like that might be kind of important to the story. So he goes on talking, and he's like, yeah, I just really want everyone, what does he say? He's like, I just really think it's crap how everyone can't say the N-word. And I'm like, huh? And then he's like, yeah, like in a perfect world, I would be able to say nigga, you would be able to say nigga, they'd be able to say nigga, like everyone would be able to say nigga. And I'm just like, oh my god. Immediately I'm just so turned off, because like I said in my last video, I don't like when people that aren't black say the N-word. Like, the common sense. So at this point, the friend that I came with, she's like, hey, I want to go. And I'm like, thank the fucking Lord. Because I'm just like, I'm so turned off at this point, and I don't, like, he's the only one I was talking to at this party, and I just like wanted to go home. So that was just ugly. That was just really ugly. Okay, so this wasn't really anything that happened to me per se, but I just think it's so petty how after me and my ex broke up, like how many of his friends or whatever, well, people I thought he was friends with, I could be wrong, but how many of them tried to get with me? And at first I was like, let me be petty, but honestly, like, I could never do that. Like, I don't know, I just feel bad about doing that. Anyways, so one of his friends, I'm like 99% sure they weren't like best friends, they were like, you know, good friends, I think. So he's like trying to get with me so hard and so bad, and I'm like, weren't you friends with my ex? Like, weren't you guys pretty good friends? And he's like, nah, like, nah, it wasn't even like that. And I was like, I feel like you're lying, sir. And I was like, you know, I definitely feel like I've seen you guys like hang out and socialize and stuff like that, and I feel like that's like really petty to like go for his ex or whatever. And he got so mad. I'm telling you, I've seen you guys like, you know, interact in a very friendly manner, and I'm pretty sure you guys were like fairly decent friends. And he's like, that's like not even true. Like, I've seen it with my own eyes. I just think that's so petty and fake. You know, if you're a friend, you don't go after your friend's ex, no matter if the breakup was good, bad, or whatever. I just think that's so wrong and kind of gross, like, to be truthfully. Like, don't get me wrong, there were definitely points where I was like, no, let me be petty, let me be petty, but I don't know, I just don't feel right about doing that. Okay, so this next instance is kind of my fault, like, I will admit, but also at the same time, like, calm the hell down. Okay, so this guy, he was trying to see me for a long time. He was really into me, and I just wasn't feeling him. And like I said before, I'm really terrible at rejecting people, and I really need to work on it because of things like this that happen. So this particular night, he was trying to take me out on a date, and I actually had a good excuse because I was actually busy. I was seeing this other guy that I'm seeing right now at the moment, like I'm currently seeing him. And I should have just been like, oh, I'm busy, like I have plans and stuff, but of course I was like, oh, I can't, you know, I just want to stay in, you know, I don't really feel that well, I have homework. I don't know why I lied. Once again, I'm really bad at rejecting people. So he ends up seeing me out with this guy. I think we were at Walmart or something, and But this is really fucking weird. Okay, he takes pictures of it and he doesn't even show me or like text me the pictures like that day, or he doesn't even like, this would have been super weird, but like not as weird as what he did. Like if he just confronted me then and was just like, hey, like what the fuck, you know, like I thought you were sick or whatever, but you're out with this dude, like that would have been like, okay, calm the hell down, but also not as weird, you know what I'm saying? So he texts me these pictures like days later and he's like I just think it's funny how, like he says like all that shit, and I'm just like, yikes. He goes off like calling me a slut and all this, and he's like, you ain't even that cute anyway, like you too ugly to be having like this big head and all that. And I'm just like, that's why you were all up in my asshole trying to take me out, but okay. It's just like really crazy, you know, just really crazy shit he was saying. And obviously I should have just been honest, because you know I could have avoided this whole thing, but also at the same time, I can't talk, okay. Also at the same time, you know, I'm not obligated to go out with you. Like I shouldn't have lied, but you know, like calm down, take a hint, you know, get a job, suck a dick. So obviously after that I blocked him and we were all Gucci. Yes, God bless. I don't think y'all understand how the block button has like saved my life. Like y'all don't know how often I use the block button in my daily life. It's actually kind of scary, the things people come at me with. 99.9% of the time these are guys. Like wow. So I think I'm gonna cut this video short right here. I feel like I had a fairly good amount of stories in this one. I'll probably just make another video because I obviously have plenty of stories to talk about. But let me know how you guys like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.